No, that isn't a technical issue with the speaker. That's occasionally I miss the tap. So, life is a bit of a bitch sometimes. In a good way. Okay, so I'm a little bit of a victim of my own successful self-promotion. um, I intended originally to do the follow-up stream for my last stream, the Make It Up session, uh, last night. But got talking to a couple of the guys that I'm going to be profiling. There's three, I guess the fairest term would be unrecognized artists, artists or creatives. Uh, yeah, I think that would be fair. They're published, but they're not at all widely known, and I think they really deserve to be. Uh, and I think at this point I would call all three of them friends. So if I've got a platform like this and I can't help my friends, let me rephrase, if I've got a platform like this and I won't help my friends, I'm not a good friend. But, let me just send that. Speaking of friends, engaging in bants on Discord. um, but, uh, I found an image of my spirit animal. So that'll be the link right at the top of the description. Uh, go ahead and open that in a new tab. Pause the video and go check it out now if you want. Depending on your device's capabilities and your own. I know what it's like to be a boomer. But normally I have a fairly regulated, excuse me, I just burped, fairly regulated level of activity in the run of the day. And now I've made the mistake of pointing out to people that I'm a woodworker, and they've started telling me, well, I want you to do this, and I want you to do this, and I want you to... Shit. But it's a good problem to have. I want to be busy, so this helps. It's really more of a good news situation than anything else. So there's that. But I just wanted to highlight for anyone, my Getter group, anyone who happens to not be aware of it. I've started using the pop culture quote, "Rise and rise again until lambs become lions," which is from the 2010 Hollywood movie, Robin Hood movie. Hollywood movie. Of course it was a Hollywood movie. But it's from the 2010 Robin Hood movie, the one with Russell Crowe. The really not as good as it could have been one with Russell Crowe. But that line features in there. And it's one of the few things I actually took from that movie. But what we're seeing, we saw it in Canada with the truckers, we saw it in the Netherlands with the farmers, we saw it in Sri Lanka with pretty much everybody. Holy crap, it looked like the entire country was in their president's palace. And we're also seeing it now in Argentina, and I'm sure it's happening in other countries. Those of you on Discord, and those of you who watched the beginning of my live stream the other day, would have seen the meme I created using this line, which had the Canadian truckers. Sorry, I'm doing this backwards because I've got something in my other hand. Let's do it this way then. Actually, no, I'm backwards. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Spatial orientation is different when you're watching this. But on the meme, I had the Canadian trucker protest image, then the Netherlands farmer protest image. I'm going to have to update it now to add the Sri Lankans and the Argentinians, which is awesome. All these people rising against their governments should have the people who think they're in charge of the planet going, oh, fuck, what have we done? Yeah. Now, of course, just like Hollywood with Deadpool, they're going to take the wrong message from this. In Hollywood, they thought, oh, well, people just want darker and gorier and angrier superheroes. No, that was never the message from Deadpool. It wasn't make more R-rated superhero movies. It was make more good adaptations. You twits. But what the powers that would be, we'll call them that. There's a W in there. Normally it should be followed by an F and an E, not necessarily in that order, but we will leave that alone because I do not want to tread too closely to Aunt Susan's nerves. But the message these people will probably take from this is, oh crap, we need to go faster, not, oh crap, we've done something wrong. It is what it is. But seeing the pop culture pushback and the IRL pushback against these agendas is wonderful. Because what'll end up happening is the normies are going to get the message, and the normies vote. Yeah, I know, I'm not terribly fond of the idea either, because the normies tend to be wholly inadequately informed about things. But, get the images, get the stories in front of their eyes. Show them what's going on. Be the voice of the resistance. I know, it's a terribly... oh god, what's... not arrogant. It's like putting on airs. I know that. It's really kind of up your own nose kind of shit. But be the voice of the resistance. I know I use grandiose terms. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. Grandiose. But sorry, I just got a notification about my band. Hi Kissa, how you doing? But I know it's a grandiose term to call ourselves the voices of the resistance, but words have power. If you're a pop culture guy like me, that's not an unusual phrase to have heard. You'll hear it in high fantasy. Words have power. Names have power. And it's true. And the thing is, they can't stop the signal. Anyway, I know I'm referencing a bunch today, but before I go any further, please like, share, subscribe, comment. If you can, and if you're willing, and only if you're willing, don't let me convince you. Actually, wait, let me convince you. I'm trying to make some money here. But if you think what I'm doing is worth supporting, and what I'm doing at this point is basically pushing the pop culture pushback as much as I can. Guys like the Colonel Conservative, who, well, anyway, that stream will be tonight. The plan is probably 10:30 Newfoundland time. But don't worry about what time it is. Just worry about seeing it. And I've gotten a little bit of advice about the sound levels. I won't be using any clips, so the sound level will be consistent. But you guys know I'm boomering my way through this as I go. In some cases, floundering my way through this. And, you know, yeah, flounder aren't very graceful. Anyway. We all have way more power than anyone who actually has power really wants us to know. Just in the sheer numbers games, if you take the average military, now this is based on a country, take the average number of military and police population, members of the population, and then look at that as a ratio of the population, they're generally far outnumbered. I think here in Canada it's 50,000 to 1. Or something like that. I know it's at least 5,000 to 1. They can't reload that fast. But, yeah, I know. I'm not suggesting violent uprising or anything like that. And in order to stave off violent uprising, you need to use your words. It's what freedom of speech is for, and that's why that gets attacked a lot. It's because If people aren't allowed to talk to one another and say, look, this is bullshit, we need to stop this, then you can't stop it. Not until the only way to stop it is 18th century. Late 18th century. Like the last quarter of the 18th century. Just barely. You guys know what I mean. But my point is this. We all have to get knowledge is power. Francis Bacon. They can't stop the signal. Firefly. Words have power. Probably Tolkien. Certainly the concept exists. Because Gandalf says when he's talking to Bilbo, the language, when he's looking at the ring, he says, the language is that of Mordor, which I will not utter here. Now that's both a writing tool, was common that you would say, oh, I won't put this word down, or I won't use this language, either because it's the language of my enemy, or in the case of Sauron, because it's quite possible that using the language might get their attention. Well, using language gets attention. And before too long, we're going to be drawing attention. Look at what's going on with Eric July, with young Ripa. Here's a black entrepreneur, okay, in the land of the, we got to push the blacks, the time of it then. And he's being canceled. Look at what they said about Larry Elder, the black face of white supremacy. Okay, what? But all of this stuff, it shows that little movements, tiny movements, have effect. And the people who want us not to know that are probably really worried about that. Anyway, folks, that's enough from me about the anti-white, anti-Western agenda. You all have a good day, and take it easy. Or take it any way you can get it if you're desperate. But I will talk to you later. Keep an eye out for the live stream tonight. It'll be 10:30 Newfoundland time, so that's 10 is 8:30 Eastern time in the States. Yeah, so talk to you all later. Love you. Bye-bye.